Today I'm going to show you how I make this cake. This cake I made for a charity called Contact the Elderly. I'm using Saraceno sugar paste to cover the board. Brush the board with some water, then put on the paste. Make sure there is no air bubbles and cut off the rest of the paste and set it aside to dry. Using the Saraceno sugar paste to cover the cake, and I have already crumb coated the cake and set in the fridge to firm up. Both top tier and bottom tier cake have a board underneath the cake for easy lifting. Put on the paste and use an upward motion to smoothen the cake. Using two smoother and butt the edge together to create sharp edges. Put on some royal icing and put on the bottom tier of the cake. Mark the dowels with the edible pen and cut the dowels to the height of the cake. Same again, put on some royal icing and put the second tier onto the cake. Inspiration for the bottom tier. Use some edible color and add a lot of water to make it like a watercolor consistency. This time the edible color don't mix with water, use it directly as it is to paint on the cake. To make the landscape, cut out some strip of sugar paste, randomly cut the top to the height of the middle of the bottom tier and put on some water and wrap around the cake. While I am putting the strips onto the cake, let's talk about Contact the Elderly charity. Since they first started, they have supported more than 100,000 lonely older people. They are supported by a network of volunteers. They organize monthly Sunday afternoon tea parties for small group of older people aged 75 and older, who lived alone, offering a regular and vital friendship link for them every month. For more information or becoming a volunteer, I have put their website link in the description box. I have tied some cocktail sticks together so that I can use it to give the trees a little bit more texture. Brush on some water or edible glue to stick on to the cake. Same again, using some edible color and paint on the trees. For modeling and lettering, always use modeling paste, and now I'm using Saracino modeling paste. Dab on some corn flour, it will be easier to come out of the letter set. Use the dial as a guide so that the sugar paste will be same thickness all the way. Put some water or edible glue onto the cocktail stick and put it into the modeling paste. In the video, I have rolled out two modeling paste. One is white color and the other one is a light blue color. The light blue color one, cut it into strips and put some edible glue on the strips and lay them out as a check pattern onto the white modeling paste. Using a smoother, use an even pressure and press down onto the paste. I'm putting more corn flour onto the paste in case it sticks to the table and the surface of the smoother and my rolling pin. Cut the paste into the correct size and then cut some fringes. Make sure the white paste, which is for the inner of the book, which I'm making now, is a little bit thicker than the outer paste, because then it will give the thickness, the volume that the book needs. Again, use edible glue or water to stick the paste together. Using a long barbecue stick, use an edible pan and mark the height of the cake onto the barbecue stick, and then use a 18 gauge wire, tie the stick together. And then use 18 gauge wire again to make the branches. Using the Saracino modeling paste, roll out a sausage and cut it open and brush on some water and then stick it onto the branches. Make sure the bottom of the paste is above the line we drew earlier onto the barbecue stick. Make some green edible color with the stiff royal icing and make the leaves for the tree. I'm using a large leaf piping nozzle to cover the majority of the branches first, and then I change the nozzle to a smaller leaf nozzle, and then pipe on more leaves on top of what is already piped. Use some edible colors and paint on the details onto the tennis racket. For the lines on the side of the tennis racket, you can score them with tool, or you can pipe it with white royal icing. Paint on the details with edible color. Using the royal icing and pipe on the cloud, and then use a wet brush to soften the cloud and get rid of all the points on the royal icing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Joan. Happy birthday to you. Hooray! 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 Hooray!
I hope you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel for new videos and updates. Thank you for watching.